What's up, citizens of Tamriel, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cal, and today I've got a spicy one for you all. That's right, we're going to be talking about some super secret dye channels. Have you ever acquired a new motif and found it wasn't dyeable? Why the f can't I dye this f***ing staff? Or perhaps it is dyeable, but it looks like one of the dye channels is missing? Why can't you dye the f***ing fletchings? Well, it turns out you can. Sometimes. So I just want to preface this with a big disclaimer. I have not tested this with every single undyeable motif, but I will show you all the ones I have tested it with. Now, I'm not sure if this was a bug and these motifs were supposed to have another dye channel, or if it was intentionally removed just because they never finished the dye channels, or ZOS just wasn't satisfied with how those channels were dyeing, or they just wanted to sneak them in as a treat for the intrepid stylists among us. I'm not about to submit any bug reports on these hidden dye channels though, lest ZOS decide to take them away from us. There were complaints about light attack weaving being too difficult and ZOS nerfed it into the ground. Then there were complaints about the Oaken Soul ring making high DPS too attainable, and ZOS nerfed it into the ground. So you won't hear any complaints from me about secret dye channels making characters look too cool. The process is unintuitive and annoying, but at least it's possible. Alright, enough background, let me show you how to dye the undyeable. First of all, you're going to need a proxy style. These secret dye channels cannot be directly applied to the items that they exist on. These items simply retain the dye from a previously dyed item of the same type. So let's use the Prophet Staff as an example. This item is listed as undyeable, but it will retain the color from the primary dye slot of any other staff that you've dyed in that same weapon slot before. Now you can preview what the dye colors will look like without having to apply the dye color to another staff first. So you just swap back and forth between a staff motif that can be dyed and the Prophet Staff, and you'll be able to see what the Prophet Staff will look like. But that dye color will only stick if it's applied to the proxy item first, and then after application, you switch to the Prophet Staff and apply the Prophet Staff over the proxy staff. Now, as an example of what not to do, you can see here that the Prophet Staff looks like it's going to dye black, but as soon as I apply the style, it's going to revert back to the original color. So I'm going to use the Swordthane Staff, apply the Cold Harbor Ash Black dye to the main channel, save the outfit and exit the station to confirm the dye stuck. Then I'll reopen the outfit station and apply the Prophet Staff motif. Now when I exit the outfit station, the Prophet Staff will be correctly dyed Cold Harbor Ash Black. Now I actually love using this trick with the Glenmoral Word bow in particular. This bow has some fletchings that are light green by default, and they appear to be undyeable at first glance. But there is a secret hidden third dye channel for this item. So if we use the same trick with the Swordthane style as the proxy again, and we dye the third dye channel of the Swordthane bow, commit the changes, exit the outfit station, and then go back in and apply the Glenmoral Word bow style, you'll see that the fletchings have now changed color. On screen now, you'll find a complete list of all the items that I have tested this out on. That doesn't mean there aren't more of them. I do primarily play archers, so I've tested most of the bows. I've never actually tried one of the Crown Store exclusives, the, what are they called? The legendary items, artifacts, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Those weapon motifs that come through the store once every couple of months or so that are overpriced and claim to be undyeable. I don't want to promise you that those will be dyeable. I'm not willing to take a risk on it, but they might be. But that being said, the Prophet Staff is a good one. Glenmoral Word bow, the recent Nazare bow as well. It looks very similar to the Glenmoral Word bow and has that same third hidden dye channel on it. There's also a couple of helms that I've found that are dyeable when they claim to be undyeable. So there may be more styles out there that you can secretly dye. I did double check this with a second account, and the dyes that you apply to these secret dye channels do appear to other characters. So don't worry, your style is going to show up for everybody else as well. Unfortunately, this trick doesn't work for every item that appears to be missing a dye channel, but there are a few items out there that are a little bit more customizable than you've been led to believe. I hope you guys found this video informative. If you discover any other items with a secret dye channel, be sure to comment them below and I'll add them to my list. I do want to give a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for supporting me over on Patreon. If you'd like access to some bonus content and to get your name in the credits of the next video, be sure to click the link on screen now and head over to my Patreon. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. If you're new around here, I've got a playlist of all of my characters here in the end screen. Be sure to check that playlist out next if you're looking for some inspiration for how to outfit your next character.